The
Whoa.
Eagles under a bit of a cloud after the way things fell apart last year. Nick Sirianni entering year 4 as a head coach. Maybe kind of sort of hot seat-ish. Weird to think because they've been playoff team each of his 3 years, and they went to a Super Bowl. One of the strategic decisions that Sirianni made this year, no offensive starters took a single snap in the preseason.
Right, and just
after
a few defensive.
Yeah, after their week 1 against the Ravens, that was it. After the preseason finale against Minnesota, here's Nick Sirianni talking about the decision not to play the ones on offense.
We felt like the work that we got in the joint practice versus the Patriots, the inner squad that we had at the stadium prior to our first preseason games, and then the 2 inner squads scrimmages that we had, was our work for the ones, and that's why we decided that way to go that way. And I get it. That's everybody's job is to say, what if should they have played? Should they not have played? You know what? I have to make the decision, and I get that. I understand that. I have to make the decision that I feel is best for our team and with our team, and if I feel our team is ready. And I felt that. I felt like we were getting a lot of good back and forth. Again, hard practices out there for 2 hours. Which has been more than what we've been, and so I felt like we got enough work to be ready to go, and I'm comfortable where we are leading into this week, into this upcoming, I guess, couple days before we get into the, game week mode. But I'm comfortable where we are and looking forward to some more good practices.
I think the reality or the perception of a coach's job security becomes a factor in the decisions that are made and not made.
Yeah.
And look, from his perspective, what's the downside if I play my offensive starters? Somebody gets injured, and they're going to run me out the door or want to run me out the door before the season even starts. And that's why Andy Reid and the Chiefs can get away with it. They lose Hollywood Brown for however long it's going to be, 4 to 6 weeks from when the injury happened 2 weeks ago. No big deal. They got the last 2 Super Bowl trophies. They can do whatever the hell they want. Andy Reid has a new contract. There's no downside. Anybody gets injured playing in the preseason, they'll deal with it. For Sirianni, where there just feels like there's a higher degree of tension, I could see him being more willing to reside in his fears and not want to risk getting any of his guys injured. Because I think what you lose is the preparation for the game, going through everything pregame. Even if you only play one drive, you've gone through the run-up to a game the same way. It's a true dress rehearsal, not we're just riding over on the bus in street clothes and I'm not even changing into my uniform. I'm just hanging out watching all these other guys. That's not doing anything to prepare you for a game. So that's where I think it can be a mistake. Just even if it's just one drive, simple stuff, keep them safe, get them off the field. But you've gone through the act of preparing, even if you just do that for one game.
I'm in favor of that. I do think there's a lot of value in that. I look at Philadelphia and go, wait, it's a new offensive coordinator, right? Why wouldn't you want a drive or 2 in the preseason just to create some positive vibes, to get a bad taste of last year out of your mouth, right? I think those are the things I kind of jump onto when I think about the Eagles and their situation.
The last time they've gotten ready to play in a game
was horrible.
It was abysmal. 32-9 embarrassment.
Exactly. It was horrible. Though down the whole, last 5-6 weeks of the year, the offense was all over the place. We know the defense was bad. So yeah, that's where maybe I would have done that a little bit differently. Every team's got to evaluate themselves or what they are, and hey. If you got Peyton Manning in year 10 and it's Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne and you don't play in the preseason and they've been playing together for 8 or 9 years, okay, that's a little different, right? But, this is a team that I don't think I would put into that experience category quite yet. You still got a quarterback that's working on things and becoming better at playing the position, right? And then we know there was issues with the play calling last year and everything there. And just so how is that going to harmonize with Kellen Moore? I think it's a big thing. I think this is really one of the coolest things this year about the preseason. We had a line where I think we saw more starters play this year than we saw last year or the year before. But we got a few teams, we're going into week 1, where I go, ooh, this team played nobody. who's going to look better? I think of Pittsburgh and Atlanta, we were just talking about. Mike Tomlin and Raheem Morris, they're best buddies in the whole world. Tomlin's hitting every day. Let's bring it. We're playing in the preseason. Raheem's like, put them in bubble wrap. They're good. We're good. I don't want to mess with them.
Seen enough from the backup quarterback.
It's all of that. So that, to me, is going to be the interesting thing here. Green Bay played their starters a good amount in preseason game 1, and their defensive guys played a good amount throughout. So they're going to be ready week 1. And that's the thing, with this day and age in football, the lack of tackling allowed in practice, the lack of full-time, full-pad practices, man, I think there's great value in getting out there.
Packers offense did one drive, 3
one
plays.
drive, yeah.
3 plays.
One drive.
And
You're right.
Long
You're right.
touchdown pass.
You're right.
That's it. See you later. Beautiful ball by Jordan Love, and that's
Right.
it. But still, they
got
went through
out.
the process
Right.
of getting ready for a game.
Right.
And they have that vibe. They have that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
They're ready to go. Let's go. Let's go to Brazil. We'll see you in Brazil. So you're right. It's going to be a great litmus test for whether or not this works.
Yes.
And beyond week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, how much of September feels like an extended preseason or the replacement for the preseason that the Eagles' starting offense didn't have, especially with new coordinator, especially with all that pressure on Jalen Hurts, on Nick Sirianni,
No
on
doubt.
Big Dom,
Right.
on everyone
Right.
after what happened last year. All right, it had to make a big
I know you did. But yeah. I mean, listen,
my
hey,
good buddy,
it's
my
interesting.
paisano,
They're
my countryman.
They're arguably the best roster in football. I think if you make me choose a roster, I'm probably going to take the Eagles as my roster. So that's where the collapse after last year is mind-boggling, and we're all excited and kind of antsy to see what the new product, the new refreshed look of the Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts and all of that, and how's it going to look. And we're going to get a great test because as awesome as they are, and I said I'd take their roster, the Packers are not far behind.
What a great game to see.
Right?
I hope the people in Brazil
Holy cow.
realize what they're getting. And think about this.
First 4 teams
Think
on
about
the
this.
field in the NFL
Since
this year.
2007,
Yeah.
we have been exporting crap to London. I mean, some of those games they get, all due respect to the teams that have played there,
Right.
but it went years before
It was
two
good game,
teams that had a winning
Yes.
record or better. It was
Right.
horrible. And right out of the gate, Sao Paulo gets the Packers and the Eagles, a game that will resonate through the rest of the season.
Could be an
Determine
NFC championship
home
matchup.
Field
I mean,
advantage in
yeah,
the
or that,
postseason.
right,
Unbelievable. Right out of the gates.
Right.
Good
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be good.
All right.
Rodney and Coach Dungy will be all over it down there.
I just hope that the folks in Brazil appreciate it, that the media there understands what they're getting. They're getting a great, great game that counts right out of the gates. The first game of the season, the Friday night, and we'll be here. We'll be here.
They're going to be like, yeah, you guys are great, but there's no Pele out here, so you're not that great.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a chance to win $1 million in the NBC sweepstakes on Yahoo Fantasy. Just download the redesigned Yahoo Fantasy app or go to NBCSports.com/fantasymillion for additional details. What are you waiting for?
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.